The ship barely holds together as it hurtles through Earth's atmosphere. Alarms blare. Sparks fly. The emergency translator glitches, cycling through languages. Prepare for impact. The leader, XY Raya, commands, gripping the console. Impact? That sounds like a human reproductive term, murmurs Vila, the most curious of the group. We are not mating with the planet, XY Raya snaps. The ship crashes into bright flashing lights, bouncing off a giant neon cowboy before skidding into a parking lot. Silence. Smoke. Then, cheering? The hatch pops open, revealing a sea of sweaty, intoxicated human males holding plastic cups. Confetti still falls from the air. A man in a sash reading, Bachelor of the Year, stumbles forward. Ladies! You really went all out for this. Damn best night ever! XY Raya glances at Vila. They seem welcoming? Yes. Vila nods, scanning with her tech. They are emitting heightened pheromones and experiencing cardiovascular acceleration. They are either aroused or experiencing mild cardiac distress. The Bachelor winks. Both, baby. Before XY Raya can react, crisp bills are thrust into her hands. Human currency. This must be some kind of tribute. They offer us resources, she whispers. We should accept. The crowd erupts as the aliens step forward, collecting more cash, assuming it's a human diplomatic custom. Then, a different voice cuts through the chaos. You ladies lost? Jack Turner, ex-intelligence agent, stands in the shadows. He's seen some weird things. But for otherworldly women accepting money from drunken men outside a Vegas casino? That ranks high. XY Raya scans him. Different. Calculating. Dangerous. She squares her shoulders. We require assistance. Jack eyes the spaceship-shaped dent in the pavement. No shit. You crash land in the middle of Vegas, and your first instinct is to hustle drunk idiots for singles? It was freely given. Vila protests. Yeah, welcome to Vegas, Jack mutters. Look, you need to disappear before the feds get wind of you. XY Raya studies him. You are knowledgeable in human survival tactics? Jack sighs. Unfortunately. Then you shall aid us, she declares. Jack rubs his face. I'm not a tour guide for horny ETS. XY Raya tilts her head. Horny? Jack waves it off. Never mind. Let's just. Sirens blare in the distance. The bachelor party looks concerned. Hey, we should get out of here before Metro PD thinks we hired illegal immigrants from outer space. Jack groans. He's officially involved. The hotel suite is dimly lit, Jack tossing down a room key. You lay low here. The aliens explore the space with fascination and occasional misinterpretation. Vila stares at the minibar. These beverages are tiny. Liar-Yen, the quietest of the group, flicks on the TV. A lingerie ad flashes across the screen. This is your species battle attire? Jack looks up. What? No, that's. Too late. XY Raya is already holding up lace lingerie like it's some ceremonial Earth warrior garment. Such minimal armor, she murmurs. Your warriors must have high pain tolerance. Jack snatches it away. Not armor. And no one's fighting in that unless it's, never mind. Just don't wear it in public. XY Raya narrows her eyes. Are human customs so fragile that exposure to fabric disrupts social order? Lady, you have no idea. Vila calls from the bathroom. Jack, I require assistance. He hesitates. With what? She appears in the doorway, naked except for a towel wrapped around her shoulders like a cape. This water chamber, what is its purpose? Jack looks past her at the running shower. That's a shower. You bathe in it. She frowns. And you stand, exposed beneath it? Yes. She steps back into the bathroom, staring at the cascading water. Strange. It appears to be weeping. Jack exhales. I don't have the patience for this. XY Raya studies him. Yet you are still here. Yeah, because I don't want you blowing your cover. And yet, she muses, stepping closer, you did not report us. Jack shifts. She smells like lightning and something dangerously intoxicating. Maybe I like chaos. She considers this. Then you are in good company. The next morning, Jack wakes to the sound of chaos in the hotel hallway. He yanks open the door to find the aliens, negotiating with a bellhop using poker chips. These are Earth currency, Raya says firmly. We wish to trade them for nourishment. The bellhop looks at the chips, then at them, confused but too jaded to question anything in Vegas. What kind of nourishment? Vila glances at the menu. We require these pancakes. And your eggs. Jack groans. Ladies, that's not how. Raya hands the bellhop a stack of chips. This should be sufficient. The bellhop shrugs. I mean, I don't get paid enough to ask questions. Room service it is. Jack rubs his temples. I'm gonna lose my mind. Raya crosses her arms. You said you liked chaos? Jack points at her. This is too much chaos. The door shuts. The aliens settle in, awaiting breakfast. Raya watches Jack carefully. You are different from other human males. Jack grabs the remote, flipping the TV on. Yeah, well, most human males aren't babysitting for alien women who could get arrested for indecent exposure within 5 minutes of unsupervised human interaction. Vila leans over, fascinated by the screen. A telenovela plays. A woman slaps a man dramatically. Is this a record of human conflict? She asks. Jack glances over. More like a dramatic exaggeration of it. Vila nods sagely. So, seduction is a key Earth battle strategy? Jack coughs. Raya watches the actors on screen with interest. We should learn more of these strategies. Jack stares. You mean like? Raya places a hand on his chest. Teach us how to blend in, Jack Turner. Jack swallows. He is in so much trouble. The hotel room is a disaster. Alien tech scattered on the table. Empty syrup-stained plates. The TV is still playing the telenovela, and Vila is furiously taking notes. Jack sips his coffee, watching them like a man who has made several bad life decisions in a row. Raya inspects a black lace bra she found in a shopping bag. Are you certain this is standard human attire? Jack sighs. For some humans, yes. Not for, casual daywear. Vila nods. So it is reserved for combat. Not combat. Jack nearly chokes on his coffee. I mean, technically it can lead to some kind of battle. You know what? Forget it. Lyrian presses a button on a stolen smartphone. A dating app pops up. She studies it. Human males seem eager to exchange messages for mating privileges. Jack snatches the phone. How the hell did you? We hacked into your primitive data network, Raya says casually. It was remarkably easy. Jack groans. Of course you did. The TV suddenly blares a breaking news report. Strange energy readings detected outside the city, followed by a blurry image of their ship. Jack stiffens. Well, that's bad. Raya leans forward. How bad? Jack rubs his temples. Let me put it this way. When the US government gets even a whiff of aliens, they don't roll out the red carpet. They roll out the sedatives, handcuffs, and a lifetime in a windowless lab. Vila brightens. Your species engages in capture and study mating rituals? Jack glares. No. Well, maybe, depending on how you look at it. Raya stands, all authority. We must relocate immediately. Jack folds his arms. And go where? The feds, the mafia, and probably half of Vegas' creepiest billionaires are about to start a bidding war over who gets you first. Lyrian flips through the dating app. This human claims he can *** take us on an intergalactic ride. *** he has a private estate with full security. We could negotiate sanctuary. Jack grabs the phone again. That's a dude in a fake astronaut costume, Lyrian. He's not offering sanctuary, he's offering. He stops, inhaling sharply. You know what? No. I refuse to explain this. Xyraya's eyes narrow. Then you must provide a superior solution. Jack groans. He hates that he actually cares what happens to these clueless, ridiculously gorgeous aliens. He should walk away. But he doesn't. Fine, he mutters. I know a place. Xyraya smirks. I knew you were one of us, Jack Turner. He scowls. I am not one of you. But even as he says it, he knows it's a lie. The underground polka club smells like desperation, cigar smoke, and bad decisions. It's run by Luca Romano, a man who once conned an entire cartel out of their money and survived to laugh about it. Jack slaps a chair beside him and mutters. Do not do anything weird. Xyraya sits. Define weird. Jack sighs. Anything that makes people realize you're not human. Liar Yen studies a man shuffling cards with practiced skill. Fascinating. The probability of his next draw is. Jack grabs her wrist. Asterisk asterisk no math. Asterisk asterisk no using your freaky alien brains to count cards. Luca eyes them from across the table, swirling his whiskey. New friends, Turner? Jack forces a grin. They need a place to lay low. Quietly. Luca leans in, gaze sweeping over the alien women. They don't exactly scream low profile. Xyraya matches his stare. We offer trade. Luca smirks. And what, exactly, are you trading? Jack opens his mouth to clarify before they accidentally agree to prostitution. But Xyraya pulls out a small metallic orb. It hums faintly. Luca frowns. What's that? Xyraya presses a button. The lights flicker. The air vibrates. Every electronic device in the room briefly shuts down. Luca's whiskey glass cracks from the inside. The lights return. Conversations resume. Luca exhales, eyes glinting. Jack swallows. I don't even want to know what that thing does, do I? Xyraya smirks. A simple energy disruptor. Effective against primitive technology. Luca leans back, tapping the table. I like you? You're cocky. He sips his drink. And clearly, not from around here. Jack stiffens. Shit. Xyraya's smirk doesn't falter. Do you care? Luca chuckles. Not if you keep me entertained. Jack exhales. So we got a deal? Luca nods. You get a safe house. In return, asterisk asterisk I want in on whatever game you're playing. Asterisk asterisk. Jack grimaces. He doesn't like how that sounds. Xyraya extends a hand. Luca shakes it. Jack mutters under his breath. This is a bad idea. Xyraya tilts her head. Then why does it excite you? Jack glares. He really needs a drink. Back at the safe house, Vila studies a box of condoms she found in the bathroom. What is this? Jack freezes. Put that down. She turns it over. It is labeled protection. Is it a shield? Jack swipes it from her. You know what? Yes. It's a shield. For very specific battles. Vila nods thoughtfully. Human reproduction is far more complex than I anticipated. Xyraya lounges on the couch, watching him. You handle discomfort poorly, Jack Turner. Jack pinches the bridge of his nose. I don't get paid enough for this. Xyraya leans in. You aren't getting paid at all. Jack groans. Xyraya's voice drops. You didn't walk away when you had the chance. Jack looks at her. Maybe I'm just an idiot. She smiles. Maybe. Before he can respond, his phone buzzes. An anonymous message flashes. You're harboring something valuable. We want it. Name your price. Jack tenses. Someone's onto them. He pockets the phone, glancing at the aliens, who are still casually violating multiple national security laws without realizing it. Yeah. This was only going to get worse. And somehow, he was the only thing standing between them and total disaster. Jack sat at the small table, head in his hands, a half-empty bottle of whiskey between his fingers. The aliens were still wreaking havoc in the corner of the safe house. Vila was trying on different human clothes she found in a duffel bag Jack kept in the corner. Liar Yen was on the phone with some intergalactic contact, who was too confused to understand what the hell she was saying. XY Raya was calmly flipping through a human textbook on sexual tactics and human behavior. How the hell did I end up here? Jack muttered to himself, taking another swig of whiskey. XY Raya glanced up. It's simple. You wanted chaos. And now you're part of it. Jack glared. No, I wanted to help 4 lost aliens get the hell off this planet without causing a national crisis. And yet here we are, about to trigger one. Liar Yen's voice echoed from the other side of the room. This human seems to think the concept of emotional manipulation is a game. What is his logic? Jack slammed the bottle down. You really don't get it, do you? It's not a game, it's an art form. You can't just walk up to someone and start using them for personal gain. That's called being an asshole. The aliens looked at him, silent for a moment. XY Raya raised an eyebrow. So, you are an asshole then? Jack gritted his teeth. No, I'm a human. There's a difference. But I'm not going to explain my species' intricacies to you right now. Vila turned from the mirror, her body draped in an ill-fitting dress she had somehow managed to turn into a cape. I think it looks good, she said with an innocent grin. Jack face-palmed. That's not a cape, Vila. That's a human dress. People wear it to, He stopped, looking at the dress and her absurdly confident expression. Look, just don't wear it out. Trust me. XY Raya, who had been looking through the textbook with increasing interest, nodded. So, humans manipulate each other for mating purposes. This explains the games. And the strange behavior around the couch. Jack's eyes widened. What do you mean the couch? Liar Yen strolled over. Yes, the couch. We have been watching this program. It suggests physical proximity leads to heightened emotional responses. Jack froze. ***, you watched a dating show, ***. XY Raya smirked. Yes. The Bachelor game. We found it enlightening. Jack paused. You do realize that's not how it works, right? People pretend to like each other on that show. It's all part of the game. For TV ratings. Vila frowned. Then why do humans engage in such emotional mimicry? What is the purpose of these games? Jack slapped his hand to his forehead. Because they're dumb, and because humans are complicated and sometimes like to pretend they're not. XY Raya stood up, her eyes narrowing. I still don't understand why you all hide what you truly want. Why not be direct like us? Jack exhaled through his nose. Because humans don't do direct. It's too easy. It's like punching someone in the face, effective, but no fun. Vila raised her hand. I have learned about your species' idea of flirting. It involves awkward compliments about physical appearance. Is this correct? Jack stared at her for a long moment. Yeah, that's close enough. Then I shall proceed, XY Raya said, walking toward him. Jack Turner ***, I believe you have something I want. I propose a transaction. Jack blinked. You mean like a business deal? XY Raya's eyes gleamed with amusement. Not quite. A transaction of a much more personal nature. Jack's brain did a sharp detour. He had spent the past week with these aliens, trying to keep them alive, trying to keep the whole mess from blowing up. Now, it seemed like XY Raya wanted to turn the situation into something much darker. No. Not happening, Jack said, holding up a hand. I'm not playing your games, all right? I'm not that kind of guy. XY Raya leaned forward, her voice low. Oh, I'm not asking for your cooperation, Jack. I'm just making an observation. A very careful observation. Before Jack could respond, his phone buzzed. Unknown. We know you have them. We want them. Tonight. Name your price. ***. Jack's stomach sank. He didn't need to respond. The syndicates were moving in. Looks like we have visitors, Jack muttered, tossing the phone onto the table. Xyraya straightened, eyes sharp. Do you think these humans can handle us? Jack rubbed his temples. They won't handle you. They'll try to capture you, and we don't have time to negotiate. Vila stood up, her expression curious. But the games of human capture sound intriguing. They seem like a physical test. Liar Yen, already on her feet, smirked. Are we not going to engage in these tests? The ones where we outsmart them? Surely, we can defeat them easily. Jack glared. No one's defeating anyone, okay? We're just getting out of here before it turns into a bloodbath. Xyraya stepped closer, eyes gleaming with intensity. You humans are so predictable. Always running, always hiding. You should learn to fight. Jack stepped back, annoyance bubbling up. Oh, we fight, all right. But you're not going to do it with magic aliens against a bunch of pissed-off crime bosses. Trust me, there's a better way. Liar Yen raised an eyebrow. We have been using our abilities to manipulate your species for fun. Why stop now? Asterisk because it's not fun asterisk anymore. Jack snapped. It's real, okay? This isn't a game. They're coming for you, and we need a plan. A real one. Xyraya raised a finger. Then let us make our own plan. We are ready. Jack eyed her, then the others. He knew they were about to go off the rails. But there was no stopping it now. All right, he muttered. You want a plan? Fine. We're gonna outsmart them, not outfight them. Stick close. And for God's sake, don't touch anything you don't understand. As the aliens moved to comply, Jack couldn't help but wonder how the hell he'd ended up in this mess. And why he felt like the weirdest part of the whole equation wasn't even the aliens, it was him. He might be in over his head. But at least for now, it was still his head. Jack paced the small living room, his mind racing with every possible outcome. The message on his phone was still blinking in his mind. We know you have them. We want them. Tonight. Name your price. He could feel the pressure building like a dam ready to burst. The aliens, still clueless about the impending danger, sat around, making casual conversation as though they weren't the targets of every shady figure in the city. Jack! Xyraya's voice broke through his thoughts. Why do you seem so tense? Is it not just another test? He stared at her, exasperated. It's not a test, Xyraya. It's real. The syndicates are coming for you, and they're not playing around. She tilted her head unfazed. You seem too worried about them. Are humans not accustomed to fighting for what they want? Jack's jaw clenched. Yeah, but this isn't some Vegas scuffle, okay? You're dealing with people who don't just disappear when they're outplayed. They'll burn everything to the ground, just to get what they want. Liar Yen, who had been inspecting some of the furniture, looked up. Then perhaps we should outsmart them. There must be another way to avoid this conflict. Jack ran a hand through his hair. I've been trying to avoid it. But trust me, sometimes you can't just talk your way out of a fight. Vila looked concerned, stepping closer. Jack, what happens if they take us? Will they treat us like the humans in those movies you showed us? Jack froze. What? You watched action movies without me? Xyraya raised an eyebrow. They are fascinating. Humans kill each other with pointless weapons while barely breaking a sweat. That's because they're fake. Jack shot back, then softened. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what it's like. But these guys, they don't play by the same rules. The room fell silent. Then, the doorbell rang. Here we go, Jack muttered. When the door swung open, two men in dark suits stood on the other side, each with a hard look that said they didn't mess around. The one on the left had a tattoo of a dragon coiled around his neck, its eyes just a little too real to be ink. Jack Turner, the tattooed man said, his voice like gravel. We've been looking for you. And your friends. Jack forced a smile, trying to stay calm. I'm afraid you're a little late to the party. The man's eyes flicked to the aliens behind Jack. Yeah, I'm guessing you didn't get the message. The offer still stands. We don't want to get ugly about this. But you can't keep them hidden forever. Jack's heart hammered in his chest. I can't just hand them over to you, man. That's not how this works. Exwaria stepped forward, her posture regal. We will not be handed over to anyone, human. You should leave before you regret it. The tattooed man snorted. Yeah, that's real cute. You think you can take us? You've got no idea who you're dealing with. Jack raised his hand, stopping Exwaria before she could do something drastic. You don't get it, do you? He said, trying to keep his voice steady. This isn't just about your syndicate. These girls didn't land here by accident. You think you can just walk in and take them like some cheap bounty? The man's smirk faded slightly, but he didn't back down. You've got no leverage, Jack. You're sitting on a gold mine of tech that's way above your pay grade. And we've got the means to take it. Hell, we could sell you out in seconds. Jack stood still, his eyes darting over to Exwaria. She was scanning him, clearly preparing for something. All right, Jack said, breathing in deeply. You want to fight? Fine. But know this, you're not getting them without a hell of a lot of trouble on your hands. Exwaria, with a wicked grin, pushed Jack aside and walked to the door. We will make it easy for you, human. Jack's stomach dropped. No, wait. But before he could stop her, Exwaria flung the door open, stepping right into the syndicate's space. The two men staggered back. The tattooed one blinked, suddenly unsure of himself. Let me make this simple, Exwaria said, her voice like silk. We are not the easy prey you assume us to be. In an instant, her alien powers flared to life. The air around the men began to hum, their bodies stiffening as if invisible chains had wrapped around them. The men's eyes widened in shock as their weapons slipped from their hands, clattering uselessly to the floor. Get out, she commanded softly. The men hesitated, fear creeping into their eyes. They had come in confident, but they weren't dealing with a simple hostage situation anymore. They were dealing with a species that didn't know fear. The tattooed man nodded, a quick, defeated movement. Fine. We'll be back, Turner. This isn't over. Exwaria watched them retreat, her voice cold. It will never be over. Jack was speechless. For a moment, everything felt like a distant memory, the ordinary world he once knew slipping away as these alien girls moved into his life like a force of nature. That was exactly what I was trying to avoid, he said, feeling like he was walking the edge of a cliff. Exwaria turned to him, a strange smile playing on her lips. You were not prepared for us, were you, Jack Turner? Jack looked at her, then the others. The tension in the room started to settle, but a gnawing feeling of something even bigger was hanging in the air. No, I wasn't. But we made it through this round. That's right, she agreed, walking closer to him. And now, we will teach you how to truly survive in our world. Jack shook his head, forcing out a laugh. I don't think I signed up for this. But as he looked at the four of them, standing tall, their eyes blazing with purpose, he realized he wasn't so sure anymore.